WNBA commissioner caught dancing as the league hemorrhages millions, and Adam Silver is reportedly fuming in a moment that's causing waves across both sports and business communities. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has found herself at the center of a growing controversy, captured on video dancing at a party during All-Star Weekend. Engelbert's carefree display comes at a time when the league she oversees is operating at a staggering financial deficit of $50 million per year. The optics, disastrous. The reaction from her
competitor of the WNBA, another professional women's basketball league, took over All-Star Weekend. That's right. I wonder how Cathy Engelbert feels about this. Let's check in on her and ask. Oh, I'm sorry, you're unavailable because you're too busy dancing at some frickin' party?
NBA counterparts, particularly Commissioner Adam Silver, reportedly ranges from disbelief to deep concern. While the WNBA teeters on the edge of financial viability, Engelbert appears to be treating the job like a social media influencer gig instead of addressing pressing challenges like declining profitability, labor disputes, and stiffening competitions. He's trending on TikTok. For many observers,
you guys are amazing. Yeah. What? No. What? Look at Cathy. Cathy, turn him on.
this wasn't just tone deaf. It was a dereliction of professional duty, during what should have been a critical period for focusing on strategy and sustainability. Engelbert was seen enthusiastically dancing alongside players, seemingly unfazed by the league's dire economic reality. Though a few social media users called the moment wholesome, the broader response was harsh. One viral comment read, "In the middle of CBA negotiations, and this is how she shows leadership. The W is so unserious, and that collective bargaining agreement CBA situation is no small matter." The WNBA Players Union has opted out of the existing contract and is pushing for dramatic changes, including a significantly larger share of league revenues. In stark contrast to their NBA counterparts who receive 50% of basketball-related income, WNBA players are allocated just 9.3%. The problem? They're demanding more compensation from a league that doesn't generate a profit. Engelbert's public party moment is being compared to a
And that's still the case, even with record levels of interest in the sport due entirely and solely to Caitlin Clark. Still, the league loses money by the truckload. It lost $50 million last year.
Captain throwing a dance party, while the ship is actively sinking, a metaphor that now feels all too fitting. To make matters worse, while the commissioner was busy rehearsing choreography, a rival professional women's basketball league was essentially infiltrating the WNBA marquee event. The new league, Unrivaled Basketball, founded by stars Breena Stewart and Nafisa Collier, launched a bold activation right in Indianapolis, the same city hosting the All-Star Weekend. Their presence wasn't subtle. Unrivaled hosted interactive fan experiences, merchandise stands, and high-profile player appearances. Most notably, they signed 14 top-tier college players to nil deals, including projected WNBA stars like Lauren Betts, UCLA, Ozzie Fudd, UConn, and Olivia Miles, TCU. In essence, Unrivaled used the WNBA's own platform to recruit its future talent, and no one from the league intervened. These developments sent a shockwave through league ownership and fans alike. Inside boardrooms, WNBA governors are reportedly scrambling to contain the financial bleed, while frustrated NBA team owners, many of whom have stakes in
was last night, and the only reason that some people knew, it's not because they watched, it's not because they tuned in and actually watched the game. It's because they went viral yesterday for the message that they decided to send to everybody. A league that has been around for, 30 years at this point? A league that has never, ever turned a profit. A league that has lost the NBA, who subsidizes them, hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. They decided to send a message to everybody. And this is the shirt that they all decided to wear to show their unity and ask for more money. Breaking down WNBA players' CBA demand after All-Star Game shirts go viral.
WNBA franchises are demanding answers, which brings us back to Adam Silver. Silver, whose NBA financially underwrites the WNBA, owning about 60% of the league, and 75% when counting individual team stakes, is said to be less than amused. In contrast to Engelbert's approach, Silver has long been praised for his close consultation with players, especially icons like LeBron James and Chris Paul. Whenever major decisions are on the table, social media even mocked the contrast, with one user joking, "Imagine Adam Silver pulling out dance moves while the NBA loses $50 million a year. He'd be fired before the bass drops." But perhaps more concerning is the broader financial picture. The WNBA was projected to lose $50 million in 2024. And while final reports indicated the loss was closer to $40 million, that figure is being spun as a win. The truth is, even during its most successful season ever, the league still failed to break even. Thanks to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise and her ongoing rivalry with Angel Reese, the WNBA experienced historic boosts in visibility. The 2024 season saw an average of 1.2 million viewers per regular season game, a 170% increase, a record 3.4 million viewers for the All-Star Game, and over 2 billion social media interactions. Merchandise sales rose by 600%, and sponsorship deals reached unprecedented levels, and yet, the league remained in the red. Meanwhile, Unrivaled Basketball is rapidly positioning itself as a legitimate alternative, offering average salaries of $220,000, nearly equal to the WNBA's maximum base salary, state-of-the-art facilities, luxury housing in Miami, and a player-first culture. It's attracting elite athletes faster than the WNBA can react. When Paige Bueckers signed with Unrivaled, reports claimed her first-year salary exceeded what she'd make over an entire 4-year WNBA rookie deal. This isn't just competition, it's a full-on talent exodus in the making. And the WNBA response: a dance video. Some fans speculate Engelbert's antics were designed to distract from the growing CBA unrest. With one post reading, "She's trying to distract us from the issue at hand. She ain't slick." Regardless of intent, the execution was a communications disaster, further intensifying the controversy. Players took the court during All-Star warm-ups wearing shirts emblazoned with the message, "Pay us what you owe us." While the demand for fair pay is valid, many fans questioned the messaging from a league that has never been profitable. One comment, echoing the public sentiment, went viral. "The WNBA loses $50 million a year. You've never made a profit. You deserve zero to ours." To be clear, WNBA players deserve better pay, safer travel conditions, and professional respect. But meaningful compensation must be tied to sustainable business practices and leadership, capable of steering the ship in the right direction. The truth is sobering. Even in the best-case scenario, with the highest viewership, best media exposure, and most engaged fan base in league history, the WNBA is still struggling to stay solvent. And, if this is how its top executive responds, the future may belong to someone else. Caitlin Clark is carrying the WNBA while leadership dances as the league burns. The Caitlin Clark effect adds an even more infuriating layer to the growing dysfunction within the WNBA. Clark, a second-year phenom with an unprecedented ability to draw fans, has become the league's most bankable asset. Yet, despite her immense value, she's earning a base salary of just $76,000, while effectively propping up the league's viewership and relevance almost single-handedly. Whenever Clark is sidelined due to injury, BROADCAST ratings have plunged by nearly 50%, a staggering statistic that reveals just how dependent the WNBA has become on one rising star. It's not just unfair, it's unsustainable. And yet, as this undeniable imbalance unfolds, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert appears disturbingly out of touch. Rather than focusing on how to build an economically viable future around a transcendent talent like Clark, Engelbert continues to project an image of unwarranted attending parties, participating in TikTok dances, and failing to address the league's structural vulnerabilities. Clark represents everything the WNBA could and should be: crossover appeal, generational talent, and the power to bring women's basketball into mainstream consciousness. Yet instead of adapting to this historic moment, the league continues to operate as though it's stuck in the late 1990s, ignoring obvious strategic opportunities in favor of outdated business models and surface-level branding. The contrast between Engelbert's WNBA and Adam Silver's NBA is both glaring and, frankly, embarrassing. When Silver took the reins of the NBA, he inherited his own set of challenges. But rather than seeking momentary applause, he prioritized long-term growth, infrastructure expansion, and intentional partnerships with players. He cultivated a league that now enjoys massive international popularity and recently secured an 11-year media deal valued in the billions. Engelbert, by contrast, seems more interested in accumulating social media clout than pursuing real business strategy. One scathing fan comment captured the mood perfectly: "I'd dance too if the NBA paid to keep my league from going bankrupt every year, and that stings because it's rooted in truth." The NBA continues to subsidize the WNBA, owning approximately 60% of the league, with that figure rising to 75% when individual team owner stakes are included. The WNBA remains financially dependent, propped up by external investment and goodwill rather than solid, self-sustaining economics. This makes the recent rise of unrivaled basketball all the more significant and troubling. Founded by Bree Stewart and Nafisa Collier, two of the WNBA's biggest names, Unrivaled isn't just an alternative, it's a direct challenge.
She really should be getting paid many millions of dollars, not because I'm interested in watching, but just because the fact that she's been able to generate any interest in the WNBA is you could argue it's one of the most impressive feats in human history. I honestly didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible that anyone could generate even the slightest interest in the WNBA, and she's generated a little bit. And so I think that is really moving a mountain. So they should pay her, exorbitant sums. But for all the rest of them, it should be like Caitlin Clark is paid whatever, I don't know, $20 million a year, and the rest of them should be paid. Really what it should be is that all the other WNBA players are paying Caitlin Clark.
To the WNBA's leadership and relevance, it sends a clear message. We can do this better. And so far, they're proving it. Unrivaled has already secured $35 million in investment, created a modern and athlete-focused ecosystem, and built a business model that offers its players competitive compensation, high-end living accommodations, and professional-level facilities. One top college recruit reportedly signed a contract with Unrivaled that exceeds the total value of a 4-year WNBA rookie deal. That's not just impressive, it's devastating for the WNBA's recruiting pipeline. Meanwhile, the WNBA continues to operate at a loss, $50 million annually, and leadership's response is a viral dance video. The timing couldn't have been worse. At the very moment, serious expansion plans are being announced, with cities like Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia reportedly investing $250 million each in expansion franchises. The commissioner is not in the boardroom, she's on the dance floor. Next season, the WNBA is set to activate a $2.22 billion media rights deal spread over 11 years. The potential game changer. But this influx of capital demands one thing, above all else: discipline, strategic leadership capable of converting attention into profitability. Instead, the league is being guided by a commissioner who prioritizes choreography over commerce. The reaction from players has also grown more direct and more damning. Satu Sabali, among others, has openly criticized Engelbert's handling of scheduling issues and player welfare. When your athletes start calling out management publicly, it's often a sign that internal confidence has eroded beyond repair. Yet, here's what makes this situation truly maddening. The WNBA has never had a better opportunity to break through. Mainstream attention is at an all-time high. Iconic players with legitimate star power, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and others, are finally attracting casual fans and media coverage. Corporate sponsors and television partners are finally taking women's basketball seriously. This should be the WNBA's inflection point. Instead, the league looks lost. While the UFC, MLS, and even early-stage NBA once struggled financially, their leadership responded with visionary action, not celebratory distraction. UFC President Dana White, during the organization's toughest years, focused relentlessly on building narratives, expanding star power, and maximizing monetization. Major League Soccer, once in the